Grass Pen.
Ah.
Benjamin Franklin.
Dude, how about that race at Bristol, huh?
I wish I was there. I
I
don't go to the
know.
spring race though. I go to the night
Oh,
race.
I still think we need to do a trip to New Hampshire.
I'm always down, bro. I'm trying to go up north.
Well, I mean, just for the race.
Yeah, I know. Except I would go up there to go camp for the week. I don't go to a race unless I'm going for the weekend.
Well, yeah, because you don't live in New Hampshire.
Plus, I don't go up north. Like, the last time I went up north, actually, I've only gone up north, like, one time. And that was upstate New York. Lake George.
No, I live about an hour away from NHMS, so...
Yeah, so you can, like, tailgate. That's what I used to do at Dover.
No,
like, I live an hour and a half away from Dover. I'm going to Dover in a month. Except this is going to be the first time I camp alone.
Oh, welcome to being an adult.
I know. I'm going with my friend now. And my brother. What the fuck? Oh, fuck.
Oh, what?
Oh, poop.
What?
Nothing. I was reading something. Yo, I swear to God, if someone's not streaming tonight, I'm gonna lose it.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
I gotta check who's streaming.
Oh, I hope Parley's doing it. Because that would... I really hope we don't have to do this without a streamer for the entire first stage again.
I swear to God, I'll start like lap tracking. I swear to God.
Start tallying on a...
That's what I would actually do.
Yeah, no, I have no dedication for that. I'll let the race tell me when the stage ends. Subtly giving Parley some smoke for last week.
Speaking of smoke, I actually need to take a hit right now. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, anytime, buddy.
That's a good
I got you. I'll be right here for you, too, to help you out.
Welcome to the stream, whoever just joined.
I feel like this...
I hope we don't get demonetized. I'm getting... Actually, I can't talk about that because Owen would actually, like, crucify me like I'm Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, no, he'd absolutely kill you.
I'm not doing anything.
No, but he hates it when we go off script.
Yes. Well, my bed's really messed up. I had some really good sex. That's for all the viewers at home that wanted to know. I know you guys definitely keep track of my sex life. It won't pop.
Alright, so why don't we look and see who's... Oh
yeah, let's do our picks. Alright, well, I'll go first. I'm gonna go with Timmy the effing shimmy, you know what I mean? I think that's the way.
Yeah, no, I think I gotta go with... I think I'm gonna go... This is gonna surprise you probably, but I'm gonna go with Field Filler. I think that because Showtime Flash will not be a part of this race, he's gonna jump at that chance to score a couple of extra points, seeing as how he's only behind him by about 30 right now in the total points overall. I think he's going to try and really secure his spot into the championship 4 today.
Yeah.
But I think the battle today would be between Elvin, 1-9, and Black Cross. Championship 4 between those two. 2 points between 4th, 5th, and 6th.
I like Black Cross's chances tonight. I think he's
I
gonna
know
have a top
1-9.
three
I
right
know
hand.
Elvin better be scared of 1-9. 1-9's been showing steady improvement right now.
That's
Just
exactly
getting
where I
even.
was about to go.
Yeah,
That's gonna be my
a
sleeper
solid
pick.
top 5. Yeah, a solid top 5. If he gets in the top 3, Elvin might have to really push it going into next week. Because where are we next week? Next week we're at Vegas.
Ooh. That's gonna get crazy.
Especially with how the points could shake up here tonight, with the final spot in the playoffs being less than 3.
Honestly, bro, I'm just gonna set my TV up into the bathroom and like take a shit and commentate.
It would be the first time I think anybody's ever done that. You could be setting records today.
Alright, Field Filler and Parley are streaming.
Hot dang. Want to welcome the 3 people watching in the chat right now.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Thursday Night Thunder getting ready to go at the Charlotte Roval.
Okay, Parley's actually live.
Oh, wonderful. I love seeing that.
Only 8 cars in the field tonight.
Means top 5 is more.
It's a great opportunity for all these guys to get points.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. My brain wouldn't let it happen. So, right now, just waiting for all the guys to get in here.
Timer is on pause. We got invites. We are ready to go green here in just a second. Your pole sitter for tonight, Parley in the 5 car and Field Filler in the 44. You guys
And surprisingly enough, where's Elvin? Elvin near the back in qualifying, qualified 6th.
He needed a good run, but 19mm also did not have a great run in qualifying, starting 7th in that 78 Mustang.
Yeah, and Timmy off of the part-time schedule right now.
Yeah.
Coming in as the road course ringer. He showed good pace when we were at, where were we? The last road course. Shoot.
Oh, you're talking about Road America. What? Me? What do you mean, what am I doing? Yeah. It says that audio is being broadcasted. Oh. Alright, well, we're good to join.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Sorry about that, everybody. I was,
This is going to be so awesome. Sir Gillian.
Woo!
I hope I'm saying this right. Oh, boy. Hello. Sir Gillians, want to give a shout out to you? Now that my eardrums are gone, I hope you didn't have your headphones too close to your ears.
My apologies, chat. So, chat, how we feeling about this one? It's gonna be an interesting race. We haven't gone to the Roval in a few seasons.
Yeah,
here we go.
Gillian's with me here. He's got his eye on 1-9 for tonight.
Well, we are ready to go here. I'm ready to get this thing underway as Parley comes to the restart zone. Green flag is out here at the Charlotte Roval. Parley is going to lead them into turn 1. No pressure from behind as Field filler clears the 24. He does a great job at doing that. But now Blackcross in the 24 gets on the outside. They make a little bit of contact, and that's going to open the door for the 50 car for second. Field filler's in the grass.
Yeah, he took a little bit too wide of a line going through those corners. Definitely was holding the field back. Had a good, strong qualifying field filler did, but right now really struggling to get that initial speed. And the 50 is Shack Attack, more than happy to take advantage.
5th to 2nd on the restart. What a job by that 50 car. Something that we didn't expect to see early on. A new driver coming into the field and doing a great job at keeping up with the one and only Parley in the 5 cars. Now they make their way through the chicane down the backstretch, and now through NASCAR 3 and 4. Let's see if Shack Attack can start putting a little bit of pressure on that 5 car.
Yeah, Shack had a good run on Saturday. He was in the top 3 as well there. He wasn't really having the same pace as Mark McAttack, but he definitely had the same pace as the rest of the field, and right now it's showing you he's still got it here with the pro drivers.
It's going to be interesting next season seeing McAttack in the Cup Series. That's going to be insane. You know he's going to be a championship threat, our highest prospect in the lower series, as he has put on a clinic all season long. We cannot wait to see him up here in the Pro Series competing with the best of the best. As Parley now still with about a 8 car length lead over the 50 car, starting to put a little bit of space between him and that Camaro. I think if he keeps going like this, he's going to have his eyes set on an easy Stage 1 victory.
Yeah, Parley's been showing that all season long. Consistent speed, run your lines, don't use your mirrors at all, especially if you're on the lead. Just keep running your lines. Don't worry about lap times at all. Just consistent runs. And with no green flag pit stops in the first or second stage, that's literally all you're doing. You're just pretty much running practice laps. I'm looking through Elvin right now back here with the 43 and 19. Actually ahead of Elvin now. So that could really jostle the points up. Elvin needs to have a good run here.
In last place. Did you hear what I said before?
No, you absolutely cut out.
Okay, I started talking about Elvin Priest being in last place with a little bit of damage on that hood. As he's battling the 43 car, that is for 7th place. Not a lot of cars in tonight's field as the 43 is going to let Elvin go by. As Elvin gets it to the inside wall, adding more damage to it. He got a pit suit, and this damage might be too much for him to keep driving with it. As 19mm being in front of him, that's huge.
Yeah, I think Elvin knew he had to get by quick and took an evasive maneuver, pushed it too hard, got the car into the wall. But he knows he needs to stay ahead of that 78. The 78 right now, I think as it stands, would be tied with Elvin at this point in points. And Elvin wants to get as much ground between him and 19, especially Blackcross too, who I don't, oh no, he's right there. Blackcross, who's running in 3rd right now. Or 4th, sorry. So Elvin needs to gain some ground and gain it fast, because right now he would be outside of the championship 4 if it would be to finish right now.
As things are heating up here for 3rd, Blackcross to the back bumper of field filler, 2 guys that we listed for tonight's race. I knew Blackcross was going to be a threat, and you knew that field filler was also going to be a threat, as I believe that this championship has come down to 2 drivers, and I believe that is Flash and Parley.
Yeah, those 2 have been really the class of the field. Parley, the points really don't show it, because Parley has had, like I say all the time, he has good runs, but the finishes usually gets a little bit too antsy, and he'll speed on pit road, get a pit penalty, and finish at the back. He'll wreck. Like, you'll have these good runs through the entirety of the race, but at the end he just can't close it, and that's why right now he's sitting third in points instead of second where he's been. But I have to agree with you that it's going to be between Flash and Parley.
I think Parley really just needs to lock in, really get focused with these races coming down to the wire now. We only have a few races left until that championship race. And as I was mentioning, Parley has the consistency and Flash has the speed. Let's see which one prevails when we go to what's the championship race?
Homestead.
Oh yeah, when we go to Homestead, I think Parley might have that if it comes down to those two. I think Parley would be my pick.
Yeah, but you can't. I'm never gonna count out Flash, dude. That guy has been bad fast everywhere we've gone, and he's got the. I really think it's going to be like neck and neck between Flash and Parley because they've shown the same speed all year, like first and second. And Parley now, without Showtime Flash being here to challenge, is just showing you how good he is because I'm looking off the hood of his car behind him. I see nobody. There's nobody behind him right now. So
he's done a great job at that.
I really think if Parley can really get these runs together and have a good, consistent end to this round leading up to the championship at Homestead, I really think it's like it will be neck and neck. It will be whoever leads the last lap between those two.
That's a great take. As now things might be heating up for second as Blackcross now catching up to the back bumper of Shack Attack in the 50 car. Hopefully that car isn't all short speed. As Blackcross now making his impact as he's looking for second. A great day to get some points for some of these guys, especially Blackcross, who's trying to pull away from Elvin in the point standings, as Elvin is really at risk at this point. I don't know about previous years, but I can hand her a guess that Elvin's never been this close to not making it to the championship 4. So I really think right now he is sweating bullets because he has not shown that championship Elvin speed that has been shown in the past. As you guys know, he is retiring at the end of the season, looking for a storybook ending, but things are not looking his way as he has struggled precisely throughout the playoffs since they begun. I mean, we haven't seen any top speed from Elvin Priest since the beginning of the playoffs, so he needs to really get it together soon, or any chance of the championship is out the window.
Yes, right now this battle for second, I'm watching it still. It is heating up. The 50 defensive driving through the bus stop, down the backstretch and into NASCAR 3 and 4.
So we're coming to 4 to go now in stage 1.
Yeah, definitely. I really think that Shack Attack at this part of the track is just a little bit faster through that second half, but I really think Blackcross has him in the first bit with all the braking zones and tight cornering. I really think Blackcross is being a little patient here, knowing he has time, knowing he might just have the faster car, just waiting for the 50 of Shack Attack to make that mistake so we can get to the inside.
And Shack Attack kind of got in the grass there. That might open the door for the 24 as he has a big run as they're coming close to getting back on the race surface.
Contact!
As Blackcross uses the bumper. And that's going to open the door. They're going to go side by side through NASCARs 1 and 2. But the 50 car on the outside with the speed advantage. Let's see how it's going to work out as they come into the heavy braking zone known as the chicane. Parley nowhere to be found at all as he's making his way into turn 3. Let's see. Where does Blackcross make this move?
Yeah, and that's a difficult part where Blackcross tried to make that pass. You better complete it before you hit the banking going on to the NASCAR turns 1 and 2, because if the 50 stayed to his outside, he had the momentum going on to the banking because he took a higher line, able to get that exit speed out the corner, a lot more than what Blackcross could get. That's why he was able to stay alongside of him and actually break and actually get back to that second spot and clear. Got 24 Blackcross, so Blackcross needs to choose those spots a little bit more carefully this time. I know that's an easy spot to pass, but if you're going to, you better complete it.
I think Blackcross has a lot of great entry and exit speed, but that 50 car rotates so well through the middle of those corners. I think that's really benefiting him, but like coming to a long part of the circuit like this, Blackcross has had the advantage. Not this time though. The 50 car with once again a great exit onto NASCAR's 1 and 2, as he's starting to put a little bit of a gap between him and Blackcross for second. Now Parley, who's making his way through NASCAR's 3 and 4, coming to 2 laps to go here at stage 1.
Yeah, this battle is going to be going all the way till the end of this stage, and really the only battle that we have on track is for this second spot, and Blackcross wants this lot more than Shack Attack does. I know Shack Attack, he said it on Saturday. He's here to show that he can race with these guys no matter what division it is, and he's proven that today. But you also have Blackcross behind him, who's racing for a little bit more than pride right now.
Racing for a boatload of points, that's for sure. As we're gonna go check on
Blackcross through this section. Oh, he goes wide! Able to save it though.
Elvin Priest with a lot of damage now as Blackcross gets into the wall. He's really pushing this car to its limits to try and catch the 50 car, but it is not working. That 50 car has been getting onto NASCAR 1 and 2 a lot better than Blackcross has, and that's opening a huge gap between the two cars. But every time they come into the heavy braking zone, Blackcross just gains so much time. As Blackcross gets loose on exit, that's going to allow the 50 car to pull away. As now we change our attention to Parley, who hits the checkered flag. 1 lap to go here in stage 1.
The white flag now out. 1 lap to go here in stage 1. The 24 needs to have the lap of his life if he wants that extra point. And right now, with the way the points are, this 1 point could mean a trip to Homestead at the end of Vegas. But I think getting loose out of that chicane on the backstretch might have hurt him too bad to be able to get back to the 50. But he's trying everything, diving corners. He is still there, still able to put the pressure on him as they come.
A good exit here.
He's going to try the inside and really dive it in. Not going to work. That 50 is, at this particular spot, just so good on exit speed, because he just angles it out as wide as he can, so that way you can get the straight line momentum out of it. Meanwhile, Blackcross is still just heavily turning, not giving his car that straight line exit.
There. He's got one last chance here as he's getting a big run on the 50 car. They're going to be side by side as Parley has won the stage. I think the 50 car let him go because he knows how much the points matter to the 24.
And that'll mean that Blackcross finishes second in stage number 1, but that also means that Parley is your stage 1 winner.
As now we're going to change our attention to shout out our sponsors here in the Phantom Racing League. These guys make everything happen. They're the reason that we're able to go week in, week out and commentate for you guys. Shout out to MFF Motorsports, Chris's Auto and Towing LLC, J-Pace Racing, Everything NASCAR, Firelinks Racing Network, the Super Squad, ESMN, Mark McAttack, FTR Racing League, and North American Racing Series. And even though he's not racing tonight, we know what he's out doing. We know he's working on his mental health and his physical health by going out, finding a local tree, and licking the sap straight out of it. getting all of it that he can grab with one tongue scoop. It's really impressive when you learn how to do it.
I want to give a shout out in the chat. B-Man Gaming just announced that B-Man Gaming though just announced that Parley's going to give him a shot to try out for the Pro-Am Series. Good luck, brother. Hopefully we get to see you.
As green flag is back out. Blackcross now with the lead as his picker did a great job during the pit stops. As now we see the first leader of the day, not named Parley, leading laps here at the Charlotte Roval. Great job by Blackcross. As now we're seeing our first DNF of the race, K2005, out of the race early. As we go back to the battle for the lead, Parley gets right on the back bumper of the 24. How aggressive is he going to be? How much does he want this lead back?
Yeah, we're going to see what this 50 can do now that he's back up with the leaders. We saw him have the exit speed with this 50, and he stays right with the top three. Blackcross might actually even get the chance to lead a lap here. But Parley's so good in the braking zone.
He overshoots the corner! A huge moment for the 5 car as he saves and gets back on track. He's going to slide all the way back to 4th. That's going to move Timmy the Racer into the top 3, right behind Shack Attack and Blackcross for the lead. What a moment and what a save by the 5 car.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see. He was desperate to get back to the lead, knowing that he could just break away from the field again. Dove the corner and hit
Timmy.
Hit the turtles.
Timmy makes a move for second as the 50 car also had a big moment there. That's going to move the 66 car to second right behind the 24 Blackcross. Blackcross is loving all these battles. I'm sure he wants to see all of it, as that's going to allow him to pull away just an inch further from second place.
Yeah, and that's not what the field wanted to see. The 24 was faster than the 50 overall through the end of stage 1, so we know he has that long run capability in that 24. So all these battles letting him break away only just means he has to push that much less. As Timmy now hurt by the turtles, and the 50 now moves to the second. Crash! The 66 comes up in front of Parley.
Oh my goodness! Timmy just took out the 5 car as he parks it and lets the 5 go by. I'm sure he feels awful. A huge wreck coming out of the bus stop. 2 contenders move to last place.
And the worst part of it all is no caution. We are still green, meaning that Parley is now just riding around for the next 8 laps until this stage ends. And Blackcross has breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that he only has 1 car to face right now, and that is only the 50. As Timmy and Parley just have an absolute moment getting back onto NASCAR turns 1 and 2.
As that's going to move Elvin Priest to 4th. Wow. Unbelievable stuff here.
And Elvin is now 1 spot ahead of 1-9. But I think with Blackcross in the lead, actually, I don't think I know. With Blackcross in the lead, that still means that both of them.
Oh, speaking of with Blackcross wrecks! Oh my goodness, commentator curse!
I was just about to say that would mean that Blackcross is into the final 4 as of right now. But that is not what you want to see. Beware the turtles taking drivers out. It took Timmy out. And subsequently took Parley out with him. And now, through the bus stop on the front stretch, Blackcross runs him over. And now he, too, loses the lead and has Elvin, the guy he's trying to beat, breathing down his neck.
As now the new leader, Shack Attack, leading possibly this lap could be his first lap led. Actually, he already led last lap because Black Cross wrecked right before the finish line, and that's going to allow the 50 car to get the lead for the first time tonight. That ugly ass 50 Camaro, sponsored by Pit Viper, now leading the race ahead of Field Filler. Wow.
Yeah, not what you want to see out of it. That's how hard these guys are trying to get this to the championship for Parley. I mean, granted, Parley was not his own doing. He got caught up in another's mess. But Black Cross overdrive in the corner. But also, Parley wouldn't have been back there if he didn't overdrive the bus stop. So all these guys pushing it the extra mile because they know how close this points battle is just to get into the Final Four.
As Elvin Priest knows, he has to be impatient here with the 24. He knows that this position means everything. If he can get past the 24 car here and finish ahead of him by the end of this stage, that will impact the points big time. Elvin Priest, who's fallen back since the start of the playoffs, needs points like this, and now is the best time to go out and get them.
Yeah, especially with all these guys making mistakes. But I think now with the field spread out, everybody's going to be, as I say that now, Black Cross overshoots the bus stop or the chicane, and now Elvin Priest is right on his bumper. I was going to say with the field spread out, you would think the drivers would start taking it easy, but Black Cross tries to get everything out of that corner, and now has to play defensive through the same turtles that took him out of the lead.
As Field Filler set his sights on Shack Attack, he has been gaining little by little. Let's see if he has enough time to get up there and possibly go out there and win a stage for himself. That would also impact points big time. Field Filler has been great all season, especially when it comes to strategy. That's what we know him for, but he also ran good at Road America. That was the last time we were on a road course. I think that a win here tonight would be massive for that 44 car, and he knows it.
Yeah, definitely, and that's why he's second in points. He's second in the race right now. He is just consistently up front as Parley now going to get around the 78 of 1-9, advancing him one spot, moving him up to P5 now. So Parley able to get himself back in the top 5. Every position he can get right now means that'll be one position to the good when they come back to green at the start of the final stage.
As Black Cross has now put some distance between him and that 42 car. As Black Cross, even with damage, has gained a little bit of time on that 44. Pretty impressive job by the 24 car. Black Cross, known well for overcoming mistakes, no matter what the mistake is. Could be a penalty, could be damage, it does not matter. He will overcome it no matter what. He capitalizes on his own mistakes, and that's not something anybody can do.
Yeah, we saw it in New Hampshire. He was having a pretty mediocre run. He was in the top 5, but not really being competitive. He showed flashes, but at the end of the race, when he needed to perform, he did in spades. Able to hold off Showtime Favre and get his first win of the year, I believe it was.
Well, 9mm loses another spot.
Oh, I thought Black Cross overjumped the turtles, and that would have been catastrophic if he did, but he didn't. He's good. No penalties for the 24 for hopping the corner.
Now 3 to go for Shack Attack, doing everything he can to put some distance between him and that 44 car. He needs it. Well, he doesn't need it, actually. He's not battling for a playoff spot, but definitely battling for some pride, and I think that matters more than you think. As Field Filler, who is in a lot more dangerous of a position than the 50 car is, he's going to push this car to its limit as the 50 car gets in the wall there on corner exit. That's going to give the 44 a little bit more time, getting closer and closer. Does he have enough time with 2.5 laps to go?
Yeah, no, I think that 50 car is going to drive away, but I think the 50 car is not really fighting for a playoff spot, but really fighting for that roster spot. I mean, he really doesn't have to. He's shown in spades that he can keep up with these guys no matter what league he's in. But there's something to be said for a guy who's trying to show that he belongs in this series, and he is doing that right now. Being able to lead and being able to hold that lead, and with the distance that he has. 44, though, being a regular, he's got the ends, he's got the connections, he's got guys that can help him out. But 50 of Shaq really doesn't have that yet. But so being able to do this on his own, using his own stuff, definitely kudos to that 50. And definitely going to be one to watch out for the win.
I think Shaq Attack's biggest strength is how he adapts to his competition. I think he does a great job at it no matter which league he's in. He knows exactly what he has to do to his car to make him fast enough to compete with the big dogs or even the little bit smaller dogs down there in the Pro-Am. But he's done a great job. He capitalizes on others' mistakes, and he does a great job at putting distance between him and other drivers. Very clean driver as well. Let's see if he can finish it out here, as now they're rounding their way through NASCAR's 3 and 4 here at Charlotte, as this time around will be 1 lap to go for that terribly ugly 50 car. 1 lap to go here in stage 2.
Yeah, this car's money right now. Sitting on the lead, able to hold that lead with a hard-charging field filler, but I think he's just going to run out of time. Not going to be able to. Everybody pretty spread out through the field, too. No battle is really going on quite yet. But 50 doing everything he can, though, just to hit his marks. Ooh, excuse me, run his lines. Don't make contact with any of the walls. Keep your car as close to the middle of the track as possible as he comes back on to NASCAR 1 and 2. Field filler, though, pushing that car to its absolute max as safely as he can do without ripping it up in the process.
Shaq Attack now rounding his way through the chicane. That 44 car pushing his car to the limit as the 50 car had a pretty bad exit there. The 44 car now gaining a bit of time. Will the 50 car let him go? That's another question. I don't think so this time. I think he's going to come around and collect the stage win as the 44 sets it off on a prayer, but it's not going to matter. Shaq Attack is your stage 2 winner here in Charlotte.
Yeah, that chicane hop almost cost him the stage when field filler was right there, but just not close enough to be able to do anything.
As we are going to take this time to thank all of our sponsors: Chris's Auto Towing LLC, MFF Motorsports. I'm trying to pull it up so I can remember the rest. Flash 9 Fitness Program, Lick Some Trees.
I want to give a shout out to
J-Pace Racing, Everything NASCAR, Fireworks Racing Network, Redline Racing League, ESMN, the Super Squad, FTR Racing League, North American Racing Series, MinaPeach.com. Thank you all for making this happen week in and week out. We appreciate you guys. As now we are going to put on a show for you guys. The Stage 3 is about to be underway. We welcome all the 8 viewers at home, as now they're going to make their way through this final chicane. 1 stage remains. Who's going to come back to the line first in about 20 laps? Green flag back in the air. Field filler is going to lead them to the green flag, but the 50 car has a big run on the outside. They're side by side for the lead. The 50 car is going to clear. That's going to put Shaq Attack back to the point here as we make our way through the inner part of the Roval.
Yeah, don't look now, though. The 5 car. Oh, no, Black Cross!
Oh, no.
Black Cross around! Oh, no! not what you wanted to see from a guy who had such a strong race going and needed the good run. I was just about to say, look who's coming through the field. Parley, who started at the back on the restart, now up to third. And with clear track ahead of him, can just run his race all the way up to the 50th Shack Attack if he can get there.
He might not be clear yet, though. Elvin Priest still on his bumper. He's going to have to put some distance between him and the 42 before he does anything, which he does through the chicane. That 5 car, hungry for a win, knows that Flash 9 is not in the field tonight. He knows that a win here would be massive, and it'll set him sailing to the Championship 4 out in Homestead, Miami.
Yeah, I bet you he was having war flashbacks to the last stage when he saw the 24 get loose in front of him. But he was able to get through it this time, able to try and fight for this win. Now that all of his damage is gone, his car is back to the way it should be, he should be able to run these guys down. Question is, you can run them down, but how easy can you get by them? As I just saw the 42 of Elvin go into the inside wall as well. In the same spot where Black Cross lost it.
Black Cross now on pit road. Fixing the damage on that 24 car.
Yeah, that was heavy contact to the inside retaining wall. Now he comes back out knowing that he won't lose a lap. But he will lose a bunch of time. He'll need a caution, I believe. I mean, you do have 2 mandatory green flag pit stops in this stage, so maybe trying some pit strategy to get his damage fixed, get 4 fresh, and he's probably going to try and run it as long into a run as he can before coming back down pit road and try and one-stop it now.
Field filler starting to push that car more and more. Something you don't see often from that 44. Usually he's very patient with his race car. Not now, though. He knows how important the track position is, especially before pit stops. We have 2 mandatory this stage, as my partner just mentioned. Will Field Filler use his biggest advantage, and that's the strategy card? Will we see him pull that out in an attempt to win here at the Charlotte Roval?
Yeah, as Parley's still closing in on these top 2. And the top 2 just keep getting closer. I really think we might have a 3-car battle here soon enough. Don't look now, but Timmy Racer recovering from that wreck that he had with Parley the start of stage 2. He's closing in there in 4th too.
Timmy Racer, who's also overcoming that wreck from last stage at the beginning of stage 2. Timmy Racer and Parley both hit the outside wall coming out of the chicane on the backstretch. Now they have both made their way back up to the top 5. Parley in 3rd, Timmy in 4th. As you saw, the battle for the lead really heating up there. The Field Filler made a huge dive, as now Parley's going to try to make the dive on the 44. And there goes the 50 car!
Shaq lost it! The same thing that the 24 did happened to the 50th Shaq.
Now the battle for the lead between the 5 and 44 car. The 44 gets in the wall. Here comes the 5 of Parley. New leader here at the Roval. The 5 has found his way back up to the front.
And I cannot believe what we got to see on this lap. Going through that. Oh, the 44 dives in underneath the 5, but can't get underneath them. But the same spot of the track takes out 3 drivers in the 24 of Black Cross, the 50th Shack Attack, and the 42 of Elvin Priest. As Black Cross, I think, might be calling it.
Yep, he's parked it.
Too much damage on that car to be able to limp it to the finish.
Elvin Priest far in the back.
Yeah, with the way the points are right now, 1-9, if he can keep it running, I think it'll be... Black Cross might still have a shot at Vegas. I think right now the battle will be at Vegas between the 42 of Elvin Priest and the 78 of 1-9 for the final spot in the Championship 4. As right now Parley continues to break away from this field. Meanwhile, second, third, and fourth keep getting closer and closer together.
Soon they're going to be under a blanket battling for the second position. Even without a win, second place matters just as much. We know how important it is to field filler, but two part-time drivers between Shack Attack and Timmy trying to chase him down and have an effect on the points going into Vegas next week.
Yeah, and I mean, third place matters too. Third place gets you up in the booth with us. Is Timmy right now trying to fight for that third spot. He's closing in heavily on the 50 of Shack Attack. Trying to find that right lane, hitting his lines. Really doing a good job through the chicane areas to be able to close that gap on third.
How desperate is Timmy going to be? Once again, another driver who had to make their way back through the field after an incident but with him and Parley on the backstretch chicane. It looked like Timmy got a little bit loose and then Parley had nowhere to go. He was stuck on the outside as they both slammed into the wall. Now Parley's back up front and Timmy just a few hundred feet away from being back in the top three.
Yeah, as we saw him have the same problems everybody else is having, going through the infield section, got loose in the same spot, able to save it, but lost a bunch of time on Shack Attack.
Still two mandatory pit stops for all the drivers in the field. Who will we see strike first? Honestly, I think it's going to be the 44 car.
Yeah, he's usually the one to try and... Yeah, he's definitely the one that usually does the short pit strategy. We'll be able to see if he does or not. Or maybe it'll be the 78 to try and leapfrog that 42 of Elvin Priest to be able to get himself that valuable point to really get him closed in. And the points is now the battle for second really heating up between the 44 of Field Filler and the 50 of Shack Attack and the 66 of Timmy.
As we said a few laps ago, these cars are going to be under a blanket soon enough. Now we see the 50 car diving to the inside of the 44. That's the battle for second. The 44 lets the 50 go by. And that's going to put Shack Attack back to second as contact between the 44 and 50. That's going to open the door for Timmy to make his way back into the top three. Will he take advantage of it?
Yeah, and you don't want to go side by side through that backstretch chicane. That is an easy way to lose not only your spot, but take someone else with you. As now it's between the 44 and the 66 for that third spot right now. Field Filler under heavy fire from Timmy Racer.
Here comes the 66. Where will he go? Will he look to the inside or will he make a move on the outside? I think the outside is very beneficial, more than people think here at the Roval. I think there's plenty of spots you can get a good run from the outside and make a pass, especially making your way back onto NASCAR's 1 and 2. And Parley pulling away, loving all this battling behind him for second.
Yeah, and we see that the 50 of Shack Attack really struggles through the interior part of the track. But once he gets out to this exterior on the NASCAR actual Charlotte track, he actually has done pretty well out here. Oh, but he jumps the corner!
Wow.
He jumps the turtles and now the 44 they make contact. 44 on the wall, now the 66 of Timmy to his outside.
Parley's loving it.
Now the 50 gonna let them go by. He's gonna come down and make his first stop.
One of
now
two.
That leaves, and now that leaves the 44 of Field Filler and the 66 of Timmy Racer to fight for that third position. As the 50 gonna try and short pit and leapfrog him.
When will we see the leader Come to pit road. Will he wait an extra lap or will he come this lap? As pit stops are underway, first of 2 mandatory pit stops here in the 3rd stage. When will we see the 5 car make his move?
Yeah, it's right now that battle for second is really heating up between Field Filler and Timmy. They come back on to NASCAR's turn 1 and 2. Field Filler just ahead of Timmy in the 66. Timmy doing such a good job on the interior portion of this course. But these other guys, they've been doing really well on the actual oval part of this track. Able to get as much on exit speed. Able to carry it through the high banks.
No pit stop from the leader of this lap. Or second and third. Oh, there goes third. That's Timmy making his move to pit road.
Yeah, Shack Attack back out on the track. I can't exactly tell you where, but he's just now has to wait on the rest of this field to start making their stops, but it's not going to be this time by.
Let's see if Shack Attack, let's see if the track position will help him since he pit a lap early. Will he be able to come around here and pass the 66 of Timmy?
Yeah, we'll be able to see it as Timmy getting the full service right now. The 4 tires. Hopefully he didn't speed. I don't think he sped. He's coming out now, so we'll see. The 50 is going to come out ahead of the 66.
Yep.
There he goes in front of him.
But now Timmy with a lap fresher tires. Let's see how this battle is going to play out.
Yeah, and right now we're still yet to see the top 2 now come down. Parley ain't going to come down this time either. He's going to push it with the fuel light on.
Same with the 44 Field Filler. Going to stay out another lap. I think he wants to pit with the leader.
Yeah,
unless he saves enough gas to stay out an extra lap.
Yeah, I think he's in full save mode right now because the 5 car is completely checked out from the 44 Field Filler. So I think that's exactly what's happening. He's just going 3/4 throttle all over the place, just trying to put it around to get 1 extra lap out of the tank. The question is, though, can Parley do the same? He had the light on when he crossed that pit entry.
Parley, will he have enough gas to limp it around to pit road? He has to pit this lap for sure. He does not have a choice at this rate.
Yeah, and he still has half a track to go. Now going through that backstretch chicane.
Cannot afford a mistake.
No, really did a good job there. Able to get it through. This will be the time he comes down through NASCAR's 3 and 4. He's going to hit the brakes and come down this time, as should the 44 Field Filler.
44 sputtering. He ran out of gas.
Yeah, he pushed that thing to its absolute max, but now the battle between the 50 and the 66 will soon be the battle for the lead, depending on where they are on track. As now Elvin comes down for his stop, and I assume that the 78 of 19 will do the same. Yes, he does.
How much are tires going to matter? We're going to see Shack Attack pit 2 to 3 laps sooner than the leaders. I think he's going to get out front of them, but I don't know how it's going to play out. It's going to be interesting.
Here comes the 50. Coming around, I think that Parley will stay ahead. Parley will retain the lead.
And the 44 is going to come out side by side with the 50 with 2 lap pressure tires.
Yeah, but the 50 using the short pit, able to leapfrog both the drivers out. We're ahead of him, putting him back in P2. But here comes Field Filler to his inside. 50 actually able to make the outside line work and able to retain that second spot. The Field Filler, like you said, has those 2-lap fresher tires, which could mean the world of difference. And they can go longer on this stop, meaning that they have to take less fuel when they come down there next time.
Harley is just so far ahead, about 4 or 5 seconds ahead of second and third place. It's going to be really hard for them to get up there and catch Parley without a mistake from Parley. Do not forget, we still have one more pit stop left in this race, so I think it's all going to come down to that. Will Parley be able to make his way around, make no mistakes? As now we're starting to see the battle for second heat up a little bit more. Those new tires really paying off for Field Filler.
Yeah, no, he tried to get on the inside of Shack Attack through that first corner. Not able to do so. As that 50 has just got such good exit speed. Able to pull away from anybody to his inside, which you never see on a road course. But Shack Attack really showing what that car is capable of with a hard charging Field Filler trying to get that 44 to second.
Tires might not matter as much as we thought they would. Shack Attack putting a little bit of distance between him and the 44 car, even with the 2-lap tire gap. It does not matter though, because Parley has extended his lead more and more lap by lap. It is near impossible for them to have any chance of catching this 5 car. I think the main battle for them is going to come down to second place.
Yeah, and I'm not counting out that 66 of Timmy. He may be a little bit farther back, but I definitely anticipate him being a part of this battle yet again. And right now, the main battle is between this 50 of Shack Attack and the 44 Field Filler as they both hit the wall through that first corner.
Who is it going to be between these 3 cars? Will it be the 50, will it be the 44, or will it be the 66 of Timmy? I think that Timmy, on the long run, might be just a tiny bit better than the 2 cars ahead of him, as he's starting to put a little bit of pressure on the 44 car.
Yeah, he is definitely so good on the interior portion, but struggles a little bit getting the breakneck speed here on the NASCAR Oval part of this track. And I think the 50, like the 66 of Timmy just did, scrubs that wall going into that backstretch chicane, and Timmy lost a lot of time through there. Now really spread out these 3 cars.
I mean, it is crazy how much distance Parley has put on between first and second. There is not one person in range of that 5 car. No one ahead, no one behind. You can't see anybody.
Yeah, and this is going to get real interesting next year when we get that 2 of Mark McAttack, Parley, and Showtime Flash all under one roof fighting for that title
just for
in Homestead next season.
Parley just getting on the 1 and 2, and Field Filler and Shack Attack still aren't there. And right now, they are at the same spot Parley was just at. That is a crazy lead. That's about a 13, 14 second lead for this 5 car. Smooth sailing out in front. Just got to stay clean, make no mistakes, and he'll be coming home with once again another win here in the playoffs.
Yeah, and Timmy Racer's not done with that 44 Field Filler. Now back to his bumper again, or not to his bumper, about a couple car lengths behind that 44 Field Filler, but he is definitely not done putting the heat on. Tries to shoot over the turtles in the bus stop. Kind of hurt his run a little bit there, but now we're getting into his portion of this track. He's so good through this interior section. Able to get the most out of that car through all these braking zones. And on exit.
Wow, what a job by Timmy, just trying to keep up with that 44. I think the 66 Came into this race a little bit unprepared, as we have not seen the speed we saw from him back at Road America. Roval's not one of his best road courses, but we expected just a little bit more of the 66er. He was my favorite to win this race.
Yeah. No, the Roval is just such a different animal with the way it's constructed around an oval. So much different than the long straightaways that you get on a road courses. You don't have these heavily banked corners and that lead into those heavy braking zones and bus stop chicanes and all that. So probably just a little bit of unpreparedness. Is now the 50 and the 44 rocks. Field filler through the infield grass.
He's gonna keep it going. Wow.
Now the battle heating up for second. The 50 of Shack Attack is now under fire from the 66 of Timmy.
Where will Timmy find that weak spot on the 50 car? I think he's going to get a lot more aggressive here as the laps are closing down, as we still have one more pit stop left in about 4 or 5 laps. I think the track position matters more than you think, as now field filler almost out of the equation, as he is about 2-3 seconds back from the 66 car. That is a huge moment and an unfortunate way for his night to possibly come to an end.
Yes, now the battle is still neck and neck between Shack Attack and Timmy.
And
I think you're gonna get your wish this time around, because you said at the end of New Hampshire, you're like, can we ever just get a decent finish?
Hey, don't jinx that yet. There's still time.
Oh, as I say that, Timmy into the wall, overshoots the bus stop.
As we see a car on pit road right now, that's the 78.
With a ton of damage to repair. Could he go fuel only? I don't think he's going to do that, but be able to see what he can do. The 4 fresh Goodyears, and it'll be about where he finishes in relation to the 42 of Alvin Priest, who's just now coming on pit road. This time,
the final round of pit stops starting to get underway.
And 1-9 did not repair his damage, saved a couple of seconds on pit road, not doing that.
Shack Attack does a great job putting some distance between him and the 66. That's what he needed to do. He wants to come home with a second place finish here at the Roval. That will be his career best finish here in the Phantom Pro Series.
Yeah, we saw him show this speed in the Pro-Am Series on Saturdays, and now he dives down to make that next pit stop. But the 66 of Timmy Racer going to stay out one more time, potentially longer. We'll see. And where will the 44? 44 stays out of field filler.
Don't forget, the 50 car came in 2 laps early last pit cycle, so he has to come in a lap or 2 earlier than the guys in front of him. We'll see if it benefits him again. Will he come out second?
Yes, right now Timmy Racer gonna try and push it as far as he can go. He saw how much extra laps Parley got out of his run on that first green flag stop. He's gonna try and do the same here. This time is now the 50th Shack Attack coming off pit road.
Will we see the 5 car strike and come down this time around? I believe he's not going to come around this time, but I believe next lap we will see that 5 car hit pit road. Yes, we will, as the 5 stays out for another lap. He is hitting his marks just as he needs to.
And if I'm not mistaken right now, I think the 78 of 1-9,
here comes Timmy.
I'm taking a guess right now, might be ahead of the 50 car Shack Attack.
Well, I don't know if... Oh, yeah, he is.
This could be huge
back
for
down
that
pit road here.
78 of 1-9.
Harley, still no fuel light on. Has he been saving gas?
I mean, he's had the space to. I mean, I've seen a couple of corners he's taken where the tires were smoking, so maybe not entirely saving. But, I mean, he was able to stretch that fuel run heavily the last time around during that first green flag stop. So, I mean, maybe. Right now, here comes the 66. He'll be out behind the 78, but where will he be in relation to the 50? Side by side, he will come out ahead, but now the 50 of Shack Attack going to go to his inside.
Still hasn't made his move down pit road. The 5 car stays out another lap.
Now the battle for third on the track right now is 1-9. Currently sits in P2. Timmy all over the back of that 50, trying to get a wide entry. Got a little bit loose going back onto NASCAR's turns 1 and 2. As now the 50 and the 66 closing in on the 78 of 1-9, riding in P2. Probably
I think 1-9 might have taken 2 tires.
I think he probably did too. Try and cut his time on pit road to try and get the track position, which on a track like this is much needed, and it puts him ahead of the 42 of Elvin Priest. So even if these cars are able to go by him with the 66 and the 50, he's still in a better situation than where he was at the start of this cycle.
No pit stop yet from the 5. He might stay out another lap.
He might. The light's not on. He's still got plenty more in the tank, but this is the battle that is separated by a point of Elvin Priest and 1-9.
Oh, 1-9 gets in the wall.
The same spot on the track has taken so many out today.
One of the hardest corners to get off of in the sport. A flat exit leads to cars getting a lot of wiggly wobbly loose as they come off that corner. And that's really gonna bite the 78 in the ass.
Well, right now he's still ahead of Elvin, even with all that.
Oh, Timmy might have moved the 50 car. I just seen the 50 car hard on the brakes in the chicane, and Timmy was right on his back bumper. That might have been the move for second here. That was.
Definitely no lack of action on the track. The 50 now riding in P3 while Timmy Racer moves up to second. And the 5 car still yet to come down.
You light on of that 5 car.
He's coming down this time. Where will the leaders come out in relation to that 5 car?
I believe there's no threat to that 5 car.
I know, but hey, it adds drama.
We'll see if he got a penalty. I believe he came in extra slow to be sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I would not be pushing a thing. Right now, as I believe the points stand...
He's even repairing his damage. That's how comfortable he is. Yep. No penalty for the 5.
As right now, as I think the points stand, it would be a tie for the final spot leading into Homestead. As we have a handful of laps left. The 78 is ahead still of Elvin Priest. But I think you got to give Elvin Priest the tiebreaker right now. But the 78 now, as it stands, tied with 5 laps to go.
Farley with an excellent pit stop.
Yep. And now he's got the freshest tires in the field. He's riding on the apron for fun, I think.
No, he got loose on corner exit.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got distracted. Right now, though, Timmy's still holding on to P2. The 50 is Shack Attack, not able to really close in on Timmy as much as I thought he would. Thought we were going to have another try at it, but doesn't appear so. is Parley's car is right now just on rails. As now we are coming to 4 laps to go here at the Roval.
Nobody around that 5 car. All he has to do is hit his marks. He could just turn the engine off and pace around this thing. No one is catching that 5 car.
Yeah, we saw it from Mark McIntyre too. That's why I'm just getting so giddy and excited, because you know, Flash was here, those two will be fighting for that lead like they are week in and week out, and I think it's going to be really awesome to see what happens when you get the 2-car Mark McIntyre up here to race with these guys. To be able to see those 3 go out next year and fight for a championship is going to be something to see.
As now Timmy's starting to feel a little bit of pressure from behind. The 50 car is caught back up. 2 part-time drivers with nothing to lose. I think this is going to be the battle to watch for the rest of this race, as no one has a chance of catching Parley unless Parley wrecks at least twice. And
well,
thank you all viewers for tuning into this race. You guys, just thank you so much. I know that this race has not been as entertaining as most of our races.
Hey, it's not a bad thing. We need a palate cleanser, all right?
Oh yeah.
Especially you. We had to call a close finish last week when you had the flu.
Yes.
And I think right now this is a good palate cleanser for what is shaping up to be an epic showdown at Vegas next Thursday for the final spot in the final 4. Shack Attack gets a loose on corner exit through the first corner, loses a little time to the 66 of Timmy as we have 3 laps to go. Now through the wrecking zone, as I call it, because 4 or 5 cars in this stage alone have taken themselves out here. They make it through. Timmy definitely taking the wider entry to be able to help himself on corner exit, but Shack Attack staying with him as they come out to NASCAR's turn 1 and 2.
What a job by all 3 of these drivers in the top 3, especially Timmy and Parley. It's going to be crazy to see if they finish 1-2 after all the calamity they got involved in on the backstretch chicane. Something we did not expect was to see both of them back in the top 2. And now things are shaping up for them to finish 1-2. Great job by them tonight. And Shack Attack as well for coming out here and putting on a great run, which we were not expecting in this 50.
No. I know we had a good run on Saturday, but to be able to translate that here in the Pro Series as well is definitely something to applaud here. Even if he just finishes 3rd and is not able to get by Timmy's, we now have a lap and 3/4 left in this race. He's still right there. He's not losing ground to Timmy. He's staying right with him. If he can put together a good lap, he'll be right on that bumper for the white flag lap.
Timmy playing defense. Let's see. I mean, this does not matter to either driver here, as neither of them are battling for a spot in the final 4. Let's go back to 4th here, which I believe is still 19mm. No, it's field filler.
Yeah.
You know, for a guy that had everything taken for him late in the race, he's done a great job at getting the car back going. As now we have 1 lap to go. I forgot to mention Parley making his way through the inside road course one more time. What a showing by him tonight. Spin to win. What a job by the 5. Now all he has to do is make it through these final 5 to 6 corners, and he will be setting sail to the championship 4 at Homestead Miami in 2 weeks. What a job by this 5 car, as he has put on a clinic tonight, dominated stage 1, led every lap and won the stage. Stage 2 was involved in a wreck, found his way back up to the front, and since the green flag has dropped in stage 3, has not looked back. and has dominated the rest of the race since that moment as he makes his way through the final corners. The 5 car is going to go from spin to win in Charlotte. Checkered flag flies. Parley wins the Roval.
Yes, now we see the battle for second coming through. NASCAR's turns 3 and 4. Oh, it's not second. Where's Timmy? Timmy now coming across the line. What happened to the 50? The 50 is all the way back here with a 44 field filler.
Wow.
And it will be the 50th Shack Attack. Still able to come home third. But my gosh, what happened there?
We're going to have to ask him in the interview. Speaking of which, everyone stay tuned in. Next up, post-race interviews.
Elvin Priest. Elvin Priest is actually still going to finish ahead of 1-9. He's going to finish a lap down 1-9. Finishes behind Elvin Priest 1 lap down.
Huge.
So I was incorrect about where it is. Elvin now 2 points ahead of 1-9 going into Vegas. I thought 1-9 was still on the lead lap.
A silent but great night from Elvin Priest. Did exactly what he needed to do by finishing ahead of 1-9 in Black Cross as he took advantage. Black Cross with too much damage early on the race had to finish early. And then 1-9 millimeter with a big moment with about 10 to 12 laps to go costed him a whole lot of time, and that is going to allow Elvin Priest to finish ahead of him. Fastest lap of the race goes to Parley, as now interviews are about to get underway.
And I'm looking at the points right now. The way, without counting stage points, because I have no idea where anybody finished in the stages. Elvin Priest is now 2 points ahead of 1-9 and 4 points. Elvin, but I think at the end of the day, 1-9, Black Cross will be
You got it, man.
right there. And it will be a 3-horse race for the final playoff, for the final 4 spot. And it all gets settled in Vegas next week.
Yes, sirski.
Because now drivers are jumping into the booth here. Is my game feels like jumping me into a race right now, which I wasn't anticipating, but
I'll get this
it's fine.
off.
Is everybody in the booth right now?
I think so.
We're here, gentlemen.
We are here.
Hey. Yep.
Oh, well, I gotta interview him first, so he better make his way out. Shack Attack, you there, buddy?
I'm here.
Alright. So, welcome to the booth. You had a great running tonight, led some laps in stage 2, came away with a top 3 finish. We thought you were in second with 1 to go, and we lost track. We were focusing on the 5 of Parley. What happened there on the final lap?
So I was running third. I was right on Timmy's bumper coming into the last lap. I was pushing to catch back up to him after I had gotten loose. I had made some changes to the car after Pro-Am, and it was 4 for top speed, and I sacrificed some of the handling on the car. And so essentially I was coming in to turn, 4? When you come across the 2 right-handers, and I had hit the curb, and the car just shot right into the wall. I had fun. Back-to-back top 3s. I mean, I can't complain. These guys are probably hating me the closer and closer it comes to the playoffs because I'm taking points from them. But I'm excited for Vegas. I have a really fast car for Vegas, so expect the 50 to be there at Vegas for sure.
You know, I was mentioning middle of the race, how great you are. I think your biggest strength is being able to adapt to any competition that's thrown at you. As you know, during the Pro-Am race, you had a great running here at the Roval, and then you come out tonight against the big boys immediately, lap one, went from about 5th to 2nd. So we saw it all night long, how you were able to adapt and overcome anything that came your way, and you did a great job at that. Congrats on the top 3 finish here at the Roval.
Thank you.
As we're going to move to my partner, Wallbridge, she's going to take care of Timmy.
Yeah, I get to interview the guy I've been calling.
Shut up.
I get to interview the guy I call races with. Timmy, walk me through your race, buddy.
Hey,
it's nice to be able to talk to you after one.
It is nice. And, Hammond, did you say Yeskursky earlier? We're not glancing over that.
He did. He absolutely did.
I smoked.
No, but, I mean, I'm satisfied that I got second because I felt like my race was terrible. The car was wrecking loose. Like, it was bad. The driver was even worse. Like, I was making way too many mistakes for the norm for how I run these road courses.
Yeah, we saw that.
It was bad, and I was kicking myself screaming because I overshot the braking zone in stage 2 because I somehow managed my up to second. I overshot the braking for the chicane. I got to the paint area outside of the racing surface, and I'm trying to stay low to get out of the way of the leaders, and my car, I found the curb much sooner. Once the car hit the curb, it just bounced up back onto the track and into the path to Parley, and I felt terrible. I already apologized to him a million frickin' times during the race for it because he lost out on some stage points, but I mean, big picture, it worked out for him in the end. He got the win, so happy to see that. We're not done though, because this is a doubleheader for me and Parley. To shout out to one of our sponsors, North American Racing Series. We're both racing in that series tomorrow, also at the Roval. So this is just round 1 for us. He got the best of me today, but I'm gonna make sure I get into the practice today, because I was probably the most unprepared I've ever felt heading into a road course race ever. I had no time to practice this week until about right before qualifying. And that's when I remembered, oh my god, I have a really loose car. Like, I forgot how loose my car was, and I was working on it all race long. It was undrivable, dude.
No, we saw it from a lot of drivers, especially on the interior part of the track. Really got a lot of drivers, so. But you still come out of here with a P2, so that's still good. And, you know, I mean, the wreck between you and Parley had everybody going, so that's also adding a little bit of drama and controversy, so. But hey, want to say congratulations on the top 2, buddy, and I can't wait to have you in the booth again.
I expect to be called at the hauler after the race. Yeah, Parley had us all beat. Even if I ran more ideal to my standards at road courses, I don't think it would have been enough, because this track is difficult, man. Even for me, you gotta be on it every single lap. It's such a tightrope, because if you step out once, you're screwed. These curbs are deadly. There's walls left and right. You can't make a mistake. So I was kind of in limp home mode for the second half of the race. And I was thinking I could pull off the same strategy that I did to win Sonoma, but the stage was just too long for the tires to last. So I was just kind of bringing it home at that point.
All right, man. Well, hey, congratulations on the 2nd place, and like I said, I can't wait to have you back in the booth.
I look forward to it.
We move to our race winner, the number 5 car who went from spin to win.
Yep.
Number 5 of Parley, welcome back to the booth as you seal your shot into Homestead, Miami in just 2 weeks. What a run by you tonight. You put on an absolute show. Dominated stage 1, had a mishap in stage 2 with Timmy, and then stage 3 you never looked back and dominated almost every single lap of it. What a run by you tonight. I mean, what was going through your mind when you got taken out in stage 2 by accident? Were you just thinking forward, or how you could overcome in the moment and slowly make your way back up?
Yeah, that was just. I shouldn't have repaired my damage out of the stage one. That put me on the outside and got me mixed up in a little bit of traffic, and fortunately, just a mistake happened and I got caught in it. So it was fine. I just kind of kept going, and I had one more shot there at the end of the stage, fix my stuff, stay out of traffic, and going. I guess.
Well, you did a great job at overcoming, and we've seen that all season from you, the consistency and being able to overcome all these big moments. And now you're going to be racing for a championship in 2 weeks. How do you prepare for that, especially when you're racing against a guy like Flash 9? We predicted that it was going to come down to you two when we're in Homestead. How are you going to prepare to beat that number 7 car?
Probably take a few calculus courses, know some physics, all that good stuff. Put the stuff in the calculator because, Flash knows his stuff when it comes to the pits and the ovals, man. So, I don't know. I'm just going to race, man, to see what happens.
Well, you did a great job tonight, and if tonight is any sign of what is to come in 2 weeks out in Homestead, Miami, I think Parley is going to have a very great shot at it. Congrats on the win tonight, and congrats on going to race for the championship in just 2 weeks.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. I cannot wait for the Homestead race.
As now we're going to take this time to thank our sponsors just one more time. MFF Motorsports, Chris's Auto and Towing LLC, J-Pace Racing, Everything NASCAR, Firelinks Racing Network, the Super Squad, ESMN, Redline Racing Series, FTR, NARS, MinaPeach.com, and last of all, the fitness program that makes champions just by going outside, finding a beautiful tree, and sticking your tongue so deep into that tree that all the sap just comes pouring out all over your face. That is exactly what you need to go do right now if you want to be champion. That is what we feel are champions. Fun fact, we actually got rid of Sunoco and started using tree sap. So, it all works out. And we are going to see who drinks more tree sap and who comes out with the championship. As we want to thank all the viewers that tuned in tonight. You guys make this happen week in and week out just as much as the sponsors. And feel free to hit us up if you have any thoughts of sponsoring us. We really appreciate you guys. As we are going to get things all tuned off here. Everybody have a good night, and make sure to tune in on Saturday for the Pro-Am race at Las Vegas. The cutoff race to see who makes the championship, and then next Thursday, Las Vegas. As well, we're going to see who it comes down to, who's going to be in the championship for in just a week after that. Good night, everyone.